Hello, Coolers. Welcome back to Viva Barca and welcome to the home of everything Barcelona, where we are going to be discussing on the latest as usual. We start with Frenkie de Jong, as it has been reported that the Barcelona star has no intention of reducing his salary amid interest from Premier League. We are going to be discussing on that as we move ahead. Then secondly, talking about Diogo Dalot, of course, who have been strongly linked with Barca for the past couple of weeks. It has been reported that arch rivals Real Madrid are also eyeing a move for the Barcelona right-back target. We are also going to be looking at that. So guys, before we get right into those stories in much detail, please do ensure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch right up to the very end. Frenkie de Jong was arguably the most talked about Barcelona player during the summer transfer window. The club, in an attempt to reduce their wage bill and raise money through player sales, were trying their best to sell the Dutchman. There was concern over Frenkie de Jong's salary, which nearly doubled this season, courtesy of an extension he received through Josep Bartomeu. However, at the end of the day, no offer was intriguing enough for the former Ajax man on a mission to fulfill his dream at Barcelona. Some revelations through the last month had revealed that De Jong was, after all, ready to enter talks with the board to reduce his salary. With little to no updates on that topic for a while now, Tony Juan Marti has reported that the player is not ready to cut his wages. Further, De Jong is not ready to forgive his deferred wages from the last 2 years either, and is looking to be paid in full till his contract ends in 2026. Since Barca were unable to raise enough money through sales, they took a huge gamble by selling parts of their television revenue and merchandising. However, that has largely failed as they sit third in their Champions League group after defeats against Bayern Munich and Inter Milan. As such, there have been reports that suggest that the Catalans will look to offload De Jong in January, with Manchester United and Chelsea still interested in his services. I have always wanted to stay, although pressure came from all sides, Frenkie de Jong said in a recent interview. It seems highly unlikely that the player's stance will change this January, especially now that he has a clear run in the team, with Sergio Busquets looking out of form. I'll always want to say Frenkie de Jong is one of the best midfielders we have, and selling him will be a big mistake. Maybe Barca want to do that because they still think that his salary is too high, whatever. But what he brings to the team dynamics is so important. Xavi, who have always favored Busquets in that pivot role, I don't know if Frenkie de Jong's performance against Villarreal might have changed Xavi's decision. I very much doubt that, but I hope it did, because Frenkie de Jong is a player that brings a lot when he plays. Different styles of play in the midfield. He's not the Busquets type of player, but at least his role in that ZM is somehow different. He brings more attacking threat, and he knows the box-to-box role. He can lift defense, quick transitions to attack, which is so good for the team. So his future have always been the most talked about since the summer transfer window, after United and Chelsea were strongly linked with him, and the player always insisting that he will do everything possible to ensure that he stays and succeeds in his dream club, Barcelona. And it seems as though his future is still uncertain, because the issue of his salary have been talked about a lot. Barca are not still comfortable, and for the fact that he is one of the highest earners in the squad, and also for the fact that his salary even almost doubled this season, according to what Jose Maria Bartomeu signed in the extension that he did back in 2020. So the salary mass of the club is feeling a high burden because of Frenkie de Jong. And Laporta and his board think that selling him will be somehow of a wise decision. But I don't think that would be good. That would not be a good decision at all. Frenkie de Jong is a player that, I expect him to be at Barca till his contract comes to an end in 2026, because he's really good. We just hope that Xavi does the right thing. I think Frenkie de Jong is doing well, and I was so happy for the fact that Frenkie de Jong had to disprove Xavi by his performance against Villarreal. It was so important to see Frenkie playing that way, and it came at the right time. That kind of performance came at the right time when A lot of fans are criticizing Sergio Busquets, whistling him, by the way, and Frenkie de Jong will just burst. And fortunately, Xavi starting him in that game, and of course he was the best performer in that match. So I think it's just so great to see him performing at a high level, trying to play well and convince Xavi that he should be the one to start at that pivot role. But whether that performance will convince Xavi or Xavi will go back to his Busquets when it comes to big matches, it remains to be seen. But of course, that will not go too well with many fans because Busquets have really sold us in many games, and I don't expect Busquets to be starting in big games. But it won't surprise me, by the way, because Xavi have claimed a lot of loyalty to Busquets. I don't know if it's an issue of friendship or whatever. Then on to the next story of discussion. After failing to land their priority target at right back in Cesar Azpilicueta in the summer, Barcelona are looking for long-term solutions in that role. While they signed Hector Bellerin on a free transfer, it is a one-year deal, and the Spaniard will likely leave the club as and when his contract expires next summer. Manchester United's Diogo Dalot seems to be the early candidate for that role, but Barcelona are set to face stiff competition from Real Madrid in their pursuit, as per the Mirror. According to that report from the Mirror, Carlo Ancelotti is interested in signing a right back for next season at the peak of his powers. While João Cancelo was discussed at the prime target, Manchester City have informed Los Blancos they have no intentions of selling him. As such, they are now considering a move for Dalot. Madrid have scouted the Portuguese international intensely in the last few months, receiving largely positive feedback on it, both professionally and personally. While Dalot's contract ends in 2023, both clubs will face a huge problem if they want to sign him, which comes in the form of an automatic extension. Man United have the option of unilaterally triggering a clause in the right back contract that keeps him at Old Trafford for at least another season. Dalot has been a constant under Eric Ten Hag's team this season, and the club is therefore interested in renewing the player on a long-term contract. Mirror, however, suggests that Dalot's agent has rejected the idea of signing a long-term renewal with United right now, but will likely be unable to escape the unilateral extension. The expectation at United is that they can get at least 40 million euros for the 23-year-old, even on the 1 year of his current contract next summer. Why Madrid are better positioned to sign him? Barca's desperation may force them to outbid their El Clasico rivals. So guys, with that we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.